anyị na Chineke na nke pụrụ ihe niile onye ọ bụ naanị ya na-azọpụta onye ọ bụ naanị ya bụ okwu ya niile bụ ihe na amen anyị wee na-asị ezi ebube dị ngọzi na n'ụtụtụ na ịja mma na nsọpụrụ site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ise ise ise.
Welcome, my amazing viewers. Thank you so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you are joining from. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you so much.
Biafra liberation have started. The Biafra liberation is a mandate for every Biafran, for you that is watching me, and for myself. It is a mandate that was given to us by Chukwu Okike to make sure that Biafra is liberated and restored. The restoration of Biafra have started, and you must pay attention to everything that is happening around you. As you all know, as we are asking for the restoration of Biafra, demanding for our freedom, we are not asking for restoration of Biafra or for our freedom because of marginalization. We are not asking for restoration of Biafra because of our resources. We are not asking for restoration of Biafra because we are too intelligent. We are not asking for restoration and for Biafra because of wickedness or hatred. We are asking for Biafra because of our life. It is a matter of life and death. It is a matter of life and death. The enemy have come to kill, to steal, and to destroy. And the only way we can survive is for us to have a place where we run to save our life. We have been running this race for a very long time, right from the very time they brought the first Biafran war against us. They brought the war against us. We tried to defend ourselves for good 3 years. All the world powers were against us. Britain sponsored the genocide against Biafrans for good 3 years, and we survived. They tried to wipe us away, but they could not succeed in wiping us away. And today, here are we. We are still here today talking about our freedom. And our freedom we must get. Our freedom we must get. It doesn't matter what anybody is saying. It doesn't matter what you think or what you feel. We are going for our freedom. It is not out of hate. It is not out of wickedness. Not because of our resources and not because of marginalization. We are asking for Biafra because it is a matter of life and death. The Zoological Republic, where the Britain have merged us together, do not want us in any way. They don't want us around them. Right from the time of amalgamation up to date, the British were trying to merge this place together to be a country. They didn't succeed. They were looking for unity. They didn't succeed. The founding fathers came together to merge people together to try to see if they can find what is called unity. They couldn't find unity. And the founding fathers themselves concluded that Nigeria is not one and can never be one. But all of a sudden, some people continue to hold on that lie of one Nigeria. They continue to hold on that one Nigeria, even when they know that Nigeria is not one from the onset. And I'm going to play some video as a reminder. There's a reminder for you where we are coming from. When we say Nigeria is not one, it didn't start from us. We are not the one that said it. Even those you call your founding fathers, they were aware that Nigeria is not one. From what they say, from what they behave, even the British themselves confirm that they try to force these people together in unity, but unity could not hold. Even after the independence, for more than how many years? For more than 100 years now, they are still searching for unity. For more than 100 years, the Zoological Republic is looking for unity. Looking for unity where their unity can never exist. Because the people in that Zoological Republic are a different set of people with different mindsets. There is nothing that binds them together as one. That is why we are asking for out. And each time we open our mouth to say we want to go out, what they do is they come to destroy the life of Biafrans. And the most painful part of it is that they are building their so-called one Nigeria on the blood of Biafrans. They have succeeded in turning every other ethnic group against the Biafran people until Mazen Nandekano came on board. Until Mazen Nandekano came on board, what people who were being seen as the evil people, who are seen as troublemaker, are always Biafrans. Any place Biafrans go, a Biafran must have to give an explanation for himself. If not for the coming of Biafra, coming of Mazen Nandekano, every place you see a Biafran man in that Zoological Republic, he is always explaining himself. He's always explaining himself, making himself acceptable. If a Biafra man go to search for a work, he has to be mindful of the kind of word he's going to use. He will first of all explain himself that he's coming to work genuinely and not to defraud anybody before he employ. You see a Biafran man in the border, he will continue to explain himself why he traveled and why he come out. Before any Biafran person could operate in any place in the Zodiac Republic, they have to continue to explain themselves. A mere fact that you have the Biafran name denies you a job. A mere fact that you have a Biafran name makes you suffer more than every other person, makes you lose a business, makes you lose your prestige, makes you lose respect in the Zodiac Republic because you have a Biafran name. And they have pushed many people to begin to answer two English names instead of using a Biafran name. People have forgotten their name because of fear of the unknown. How long shall we continue to tolerate this? We cannot continue to tolerate this. That is why we have stepped up the movement on the restoration. And the restoration of Biafra has started. The liberation of Biafra, it doesn't matter what anybody does. Because the place that the British have kept us, we have never ever accepted to be there. It wasn't our wish. We are not consulted. They just force people and march us together. And the most painful thing that where they march us and force us together, these people do not want to see us. They don't want us anywhere around them. They don't want us anywhere around them. Are we going to force ourselves? That is why we want to go back home. And if you think that the hatred started today, I'm going to play a video, an old video, to remind you these things have been coming for a very long time. Even those you call your founding fathers know that we're not one. From their speech, you will know that they planted this seed of discord and we can no longer handle it. Today, we are going to liberate Biafra from the struggle. Let us watch this video before we continue.
One thing I've noticed, Premier, while I've been here, is that Northerners seem to have, I might almost call it, obsession about the Igbos. Could you perhaps explain that to me?
Well, the Igbos are more or less the type of people whose desire is mainly to dominate everybody. If they go to a village, to a town, they want to monopolize everything in that area. If you put them in a labor camp as a laborer, within a year they will try to emerge as headman of that camp, and so on. Well, in the past, our people were not alive to their responsibilities, because you can see from our northernization policy that in 1952, when I came here, there weren't 10 northerners in our civil service here. Then I tried to have it northernized, and now all important posts are being held by northerners.
Is this policy of filling all key posts in the north solely with northerners and not with other Nigerians a temporary or a permanent one?
In actual fact, what it is a northerner first. If you can't get a northerner, then we take an expatriate like yourself on contract. If we can't, then we can employ another Nigerian, but on contract too. This is going to be permanent, I should say, as far as I can foresee, because it will be rather dangerous to see the number of boys who are now turning from all our learning institutions, coming out with having no work to do. I'm sure whichever government of the day might be, it will feel rather embarrassed, and it might even lead to bloodshed.
Doesn't this damage the idea, sir, of all people in all regions in Nigeria being fellow citizens of one country?
Well, it might, but you are, new to our region, but how many northerners are employed in the east or in the west? The answer is no. And if there may be 10 laborers employed only in the two regions.
What Bello said was mostly true. The Easterners at that time were the most progressive Nigerians. They were in top positions all across government. And with Ironsi and Easterner in power, the northern fear was that the East would dominate Nigeria forever.
Did you hear that? I hope you heard that man. The man that spoke now is Ahmadu Bello, Sir Ahmadu Bello. You heard him speak. That very statement Ahmadu Bello made there is what the Zoological Republic is still suffering today. He said, a northern first. As far as they are concerned, when you talk about Nigeria, you are talking about Northerners. And these Northerners they're talking about is Fulanese. The Fulani first. Not even the Hausa, the Fulani first. This very thing that this man spoke, and they asked him, the white man asked him, how long is it going to be? He said, for as long as it's a permanent thing. That is why when you see a Fulani man telling you that they are born to rule, this is where they derive that statement. They are born to rule. They are not like you and I from the southern part of Nigeria who forget our agenda. They are not like we who begin to compromise on things. They are pursuing this agenda of Ahmadu Bello. That is what the Zoological Republic is all, and that is why Nigeria will never, ever, ever be one. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter how you try to pretend. It doesn't matter the lie it continues to tell. It can never be one. It can never be one. And that is why the restoration of Biafra, liberation of Biafra, is a mandate for every Biafran. It's a mandate. As the Fulanis are pursuing their own mandate of modernization, as Fulanis are pursuing their mandate of modernization without flinching an inch, so Biafrans are supposed to pursue the mandate of liberation of Biafra. The way they are pursuing this modernization agenda, you have seen it much more clearer in the government of late Muhammad Buhari. You have seen it much more clearer. He is not relenting. He doesn't care what you think. He doesn't care what you feel. And they continue to do it. Even his party, the terrorist party he formed, yet you saw what they planned. You saw the way they brought their own candidate. You saw everything. They don't care about you. They don't care about you. It is so sad when I still see people begin to think that there will be something like a better Nigeria tomorrow. The Fulanis are pursuing the agenda of this very man that spoke today. And this man is standing in for Ottoman Danfodio that came in and gave them the charge to dip the Quran into the Atlantic Ocean. And they have not stopped since then. And they will do everything possible to dip that Quran into the Atlantic Ocean. That is why it is necessary that we get out of this very place before it is late. We must have to get out of this very place before it is late. And the only way we can get out is to liberate Biafra by all means possible. Biafra must be liberated. I thank you that today the spokesperson of Biafra have made the move and the liberation have started. The liberation, and we cannot stop. No amount of political discussion can stop it. The only thing we need is a referendum. That is the cheapest you can get. A referendum for Biafran to decide their fate in self-determination. A referendum, that is the only compromise you can say. Nothing else. Nothing else. Because when you are talking about political solution, you are actually selling yourself. Are you going to talk about what our eternal leader has spoken about and nobody listened? If you think that political solution started today, it didn't start today. Our eternal leader tried everything possible. Everything possible. Yet, they never agreed. Instead, they brought death upon the Biafran people. They brought death upon us. They brought death. Millions of Biafrans were killed. And since then up to date, they have continued to kill. The war has not ended. They have continued to kill Biafrans. And what are you going to do? You want to fold your hand and continue to complain and cry? No. The liberation of Biafra has started. And just as our people fought in the last one, our people fought during the Biafran war, they fought for 3 years without flinching. Today, it is not going to be like in those days. Today, we have better equipped, better experience, have better knowledge. They can at least, they cannot give us the media blockade they gave us last time. They cannot blockade us anymore. In any angle, both media in CL, they can't give that blockade anymore. It's not possible. And they cannot defeat Biafra. That is why we have activated the restoration of Biafra. The liberation has started. Pay attention. No man born of a woman can stop it. No amount of political discussion can stop it. Biafra must be liberated. And Mazen Nnamdi Kanu must be freed unconditionally to raise the flag of Biafra. That is the only thing that is going to stop it. Apart from that, they are going to get it. What they have sowed is what they're going to reap. Biafrans will never flinch an inch. We are going to fight until the last man standing. For a very long time, we have gone on political solution on different angles. Our eternal leader did. Mazin Namdekan did. Yet, they never listened. And today, we have opened a different page. Liberation of Biafra, by all means possible. It doesn't matter what anybody says. And if you think you are the only one who is talking about political solution, think again. Listen to what our eternal leader said and how they responded.
The leader of the Biafran people is His Excellency Lieutenant Colonel Chukwuemeka Ojukwu.
In those hot days, the quickest and the only thing we could do was to found a place where our fleeing compatriots could at least find an end to their flight. This is what Biafra is, the end of the journey for a persecuted, massacred, pursued people. We have made all attempts at a democratic resolution of this crisis. I have offered open elections, plebiscite. I have offered just an open carte blanche suggestion. Anybody who can find a democratic way of finding out the wishes of the people, let him suggest it and we will go for it.
My name is...
Did you hear our eternal leader? Did you hear our eternal leader tell you? He offered anything you can think of politically to resolve the problem. They did not listen. Nobody paid attention. Instead, they rained war upon Biafra and they took away the life of 5 million and still taking up to date. Up to today, they are still fighting against Biafrans. Taking innocent lives. Using the saboteurs to destroy life in Biafra land. And they think we can continue to watch. We cannot continue to watch. We cannot continue to be an observer. Today, Biafran people have taken charge of their destiny. That is why we have kicked off the restoration of Biafra. And no man, born of a woman, can stop it. Biafra will be restored. Biafra must be restored by all means possible. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter where your attack is coming from. It doesn't matter if you believe it or you don't believe it. It doesn't matter if you support it or don't support it. The liberation have started. Chukwu have chosen those. Just as Martin Nanakano said, those who were born from their mother's womb to fight for Biafra. Martin Nanakano have been calling for them. And today they are out. They are out. They are out to defend the father's land. We must have to defend our land. The war that Martin Nanakano have been talking about, they have brought it upon us already. It is happening already. It is happening. Even when they have seen that the ESN have made a blockade where the terrorists are going to pass, what they did was to be giving them uniform. Today, the terrorists we have in Biafra are majorly Nigerian military. They are operating with Nigerian military uniform. Operating with Nigerian military uniform. That is why you will see them going to a home of an innocent person and burn down the home, destroy properties of people without money. People who are not armed in any way, in any manner, they go to their home and destroy their properties. They go to the home of Biafrans and destroy their properties. Only terrorists does that. Look at the north. The same fingerprint, the way they operate in the north, that is what you are seeing the military is doing in Biafra land. Burning home of innocent people, destroying lives and property. And when you see all these things happening, it doesn't ring a bell in your ear. Some of you have forgotten the revelations we have gotten in the past. So much revelation have we gotten about today, what is going to happen. Obadiah Melafia of blessed memory, may so rest in peace, lost his life because the revelation he made about the Fulanis that are going to bring war. And let me look for the video and play so that it will remind you. Some of you, when we are talking about defending Biafra land, you think that we'll just wake up and begin to talk about it. Everything that is happening today have been spoken about by our Sulamazi Nandekan. Nobody believed him. When he went to the US to be asking for problems, nobody believed him. They didn't know that today will come. Even while you are watching this video, you see governors saying that they're going to arm group in their place. Governors, so many governors have come out and said that they're going to arm their people, to protect their people, not to kill their people. But what you see in the southeast is that the governors are arming another terrorist group to fight against those who are protecting the Biafran people. Governors are working hand in hand with the caliphate against the Biafran people. You see why you must not trust any politician. You must not put your hope in anybody called a politician. We are not part of it. I want you to listen to this revelation that was made that you're forgetting. Today, they have decided to push that under the carpet. With all the revelation we say, with the confessions, even the prelate that was kidnapped that came out and told her, these people are ready. They have taken over all the forests. Today, you no longer hear about the news. You no longer hear about them. Today, they are all you're hearing is about election. They have used election now to confuse people. Every single, are you not surprised that nobody is even reporting about the killers in the forest anymore? They are talking about election to distract your attention. Do you think that, okay, all of a sudden they have disappeared? All of a sudden, all the terrorists have disappeared. All of a sudden, you think the terrorists are no longer there? But would you get any update about them? You don't have any update. And they are going to take you by surprise. I want you to remember this message of Obadiah. Let me play it again to refresh your memory in case you have forgotten why the restoration of Biafra is a mandate that every Biafran must support. And it has kicked off. Listen and remember Obadiah.
Which is it for you, Dr. Obadiah? Do you think the government is unwilling or unable to protect the people of Southern Kaduna?
In fact, it is not only unable, it is unwilling, and we have good reason to feel that they are part and parcel of the killers. Let me make some revelations to you.
That's a very big allegation, Dr. Obadiah. The government is part and parcel of the killers.
Yes.
That's big.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. How would the government just say, oh, it is revenge killing and so on? Then you leave it there. Oh, because it is revenge killing and so on and so forth. The body language of this administration, the body language of the state government shows clearly that they have a hand in the killings. No doubt about it. Because, you see, General Abacha, and people don't give him his due. Do you think you would have tolerated such nonsense? And let me make some revelations, because some of us also have our own intelligence networks.
Okay.
Have met with some of the bandits. We have met with some of their high commanders. One or two who have repented. They have sat down with us, not once, not twice. They told us that one of the northern governors is the commander of Boko Haram in Nigeria. Boko Haram and the bandits are one and the same thing. They have a sophisticated network. During this lockdown, their planes were moving up and down as though there was no lockdown. Moving ammunitions, moving logistics, moving money, and distributing them in different parts of the country. They are already in the south, in the rainforest of the south. They are everywhere. They told us that when they finish these rural killings, they will move to phase 2. The phase 2 is they will go into the urban cities, going from house to house, killing prominent people. I can tell you, this is the game plan. By 2022, they want to start a civil war in Nigeria.
I hope you heard it. You heard that from Obadiah Malafi. Every single thing Obadiah Malafi said is happening today. Everything that man said in that video is happening today. When he made that revelation, that was the reason why they killed him. This is the reason why they killed Obadiah Malafi, because of this revelation that he made. And when he told you that one of the governors in the north is the leader of the Boko Haram, that same governor he's talking about today is going to stand as a vice president of Tuturubu. Shetima was the governor he's referring to. Shetima was the governor Obadiah Malafi was referring to, that one of the governors in the north is a leader of the Boko Haram. And today he wants to be a president. And you think that the leader of the Boko Haram will fight for presidency and you win him and he will fold his hand? Or he allow you to win? The civil war that you're running away from is definitely going to come. That is why we are not waiting for anybody. We are going ahead to restore Biafra. Restoration of Biafra is a mandate. It's a mandate that must be upheld by every Biafran. Any place you are on the planet Earth, if you are a genuine Biafran, you must begin to prepare yourself for the restoration of Biafra, because it has started. Water everywhere. It doesn't matter. You believe it, you don't believe it. You are going to see it before your own eyes. 2023, we are getting out of the ship. We cannot fold our hand and continue to watch our lives taken away from us. Our young men being taken away. Our young men being killed. Genocide everywhere in the part of Biafran land. Organs of human beings harvested. Organs of Biafrans harvested and taken abroad. We have seen so many proofs happening everywhere, and nobody's talking. And when we talk about restoration of Biafra, people think it's a joke. Biafra must be restored. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter whether you believe it or you don't believe it. It doesn't matter whether you support or don't support. The restoration of Biafra is a mandate that must be pursued and must be kept. And we are going to keep it. We are going to keep it. When Mazen Nanekano told them that Nigeria is going to be like Somalia if they don't let Biafrans go, they thought it was a joke. They thought it was a joke. Some people are still waiting until they see it written. But already, Somalia is much better than Nigeria as it stands today. It's much better than Nigeria. Some of you are still waiting for that civil war that Obuda Melafia talked about before you believe. But the civil war is already on. What is happening in the civil war that they are not seeing in Biafran land? The jet is flying over Biafran land, bombing everywhere. Properties that they got. People are sure. Cops are seen everywhere in Biafran land. Hunger everywhere. Properties destroyed. What else happened in the war that you don't see in Biafran land? What else do you see during wartime that you don't see in Biafran land? What is it? You see armored tank in the street. You see soldiers well armed in the street, shooting at random, taking the life of innocent people. These are things you see in war zone. It is happening. It is happening. That is why we must not be silent. The restoration of Biafra has started. As they have prepared to bring that war, as they have brought the war upon Biafran people, we are going to defend ourselves. Not only defend ourselves, we will take it back to them. We will take it back to them. And it has started happening. More is going to come. More is going to come. What Biafrans are asking is what? Self-determination. There is no way we can compromise it. We are asking for Biafra. We are not asking for anything that has to do with Nigeria. We don't want to have anything to do with Nigeria. We don't want to have anything whatsoever to do with Nigeria. We don't want anything to do with Nigeria. What we are asking for, referendum, self-determination, and it is a right supported by international law. Supported by international law, supported by African law, and Nigerian law itself. It is not a crime to ask for self-determination. But because we are asking for a legitimate right, they are killing Biafrans, taking the life of Biafrans on a daily basis. So many lives have been wasted in Biafra. So many lives wasted, and they are still wasting life as you're watching this video. And nobody cares. Our politicians have sold out completely. Other regions are lucky. In Oduduwa land, you see Oduduwa people, Oduduwa governors protecting their people, planning of arming their own group to protect their people, speaking out for their people. But in Biafra land, every war they are fighting is against their people. They are busy taking the life of them. They are busy destroying their own young men because we are asking for legitimate rights. I want you to watch this video and hear what this man has to say to let you know that what we are asking for is our right. It is not a crime what we are asking for. But they have chosen to bring death for us. Let us watch and listen again.
Do this, we will
to
not
remind
agree.
you.
The North has asked to secede. Okpara called for secession. Several other groups have asked for secession. Azik Adakaburu started his own secession. At all times, the solution to secession is not to become bullish. The response to it is to invite the people and start discussing with them and find out why they are doing so, and be patient and agree with them and discuss and convince them why they shouldn't do so. And I must say that it is not an offense for anyone to call for secession. I did so on the floor of the National Assembly as a member of House of Reps in 2005. I called for the creation of the sovereign state of Biafra, and the heavens did not fall. The DGSSS at that time sent a letter because Obasanjo wrote a memo about me and asked him to invite me. But I said I will not come. It is within my right as a legislator to do that on the floor of the House of Representatives. If I don't do it there, where else do you want me to do? Do you want me to carry arms? So all of you must get used to having people say that they are so sick and tired and they want to leave. It's not a big deal. And let us even follow it. The truth remains, like our elder statesman, Dr. Hakim Baba Ahmed, has said, that we are moving close towards Somalia and Afghanistan. I agree. He is very, very correct. The only difference between him and I is that I want to opt out of it. I don't want to wait until we get to Somalia, because we are moving too fast towards Somalia. When we get to Somalia, it would have been too late. I am saying, please, those of you who want to continue with them to Somalia, please follow them. Those of us who are opting out of the boat and we don't want to go to Somalia, I want to do what? Go to the right. That's the simple argument. And I don't see why it should be offensive to anybody. Because the combined effect of the provisions of the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights and the African Charter and our Constitution definitely makes it clear that anybody can make an agitation for self-determination, and that there is this blackmail by...
Did you hear it? Sometimes all these old videos are very important to play so that you will know that what we are fighting for is a genuine cause. The only difference now is that we have passed the issue of negotiation or discussion. We have crossed the Rubicon. There is nothing to discuss and there is nothing to negotiate anymore, because a lot of life have been wasted. A lot of Biafran life have been wasted. There is nothing to discuss anymore. The only thing to discuss is referendum. Nothing else. Let there be a referendum and let Biafrans go their way. There is no more negotiation. There's nothing to negotiate. Nothing to negotiate. Anybody, any Biafran that is still talking about any political negotiation, you are a mad person. You don't know what you are doing. You don't know what you are doing. Any Biafra anywhere that is still today in the present day, talking about any negotiation or talking about any political discussion with this, you are a madman. You don't know what you are doing. You don't know what you're doing. For us Biafra, genuine Biafrans, the liberation has started and we are going home. It doesn't matter.
Are yet to wake up from your slumber or your sleep and get the point that we are exiting Nigeria. Exiting Nigeria is not going to come from the platter of golden plate. You have to sacrifice for it. And we are ready to sacrifice everything, including you, if you come and stand in the way of freedom. So you need to know how serious we are. We are damn serious. Some of you are not getting it. You think we are here to build political movement? We are here for freedom. Freedom comes with price. Okay? The only thing you can do is to comment on social media. Don't ever stand on the way of Biafra freedom. We'll crush you.
Their interest is suppressed. Biafra is the key. Once they can hold Biafra down, they can hold the whole of Africa down. Hey, freedom fighting, sorry. Because all these people are criminals. They are saying there is no way this man cannot be a criminal like themselves. They don't have a different breed altogether. They don't know that. I am Nnamdi Kanu. I don't do all this nonsense you do. My father was a very rich man, not ostentatious. I had the finest education that his money could afford. We are not poor. Have never been. That is why a poor man cannot be a freedom fighter. If you're not full of yourself, you cannot be a freedom fighter. You have to go everywhere. We must continue.